Everyone. My name is Wellington Stovall. I'm here with my partner,
Carlos Barrios.
and we are introducing you to our first episode to our new podcast. So the reason why we're doing this podcast is because not only do we want to, number one, help business owners, we want to drop gems and we want to give information to not only business owners, but to consumers, right? Because we think it's important for you all to know the different ins and outs of these different financial tools, financial institutions, and these banks, right? So
Basically just simplifying the terms for people and making it, I guess, just more obtainable, the information, because the problem is that a lot of folks don't have that information. So we're here to try to help them out. Don't you agree?
I agree totally. And I love to say, we're on that right path. So for our first video today, we want to talk about guerrilla marketing, because guerrilla marketing is step 1A whenever you become an entrepreneur.
Oh, no. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
What is guerrilla marketing?
I was just going to ask you, what is guerrilla marketing? Come on, man.
Everybody knows that to get your business out there, obviously you're going
Right.
to have to market yourself.
Right.
One of the best ways to do it is a form called guerrilla marketing. Have you ever read the book?
I've definitely read the book, thanks to you, Carlos. So,
Okay. So I was the introduction to the book. I appreciate it.
okay, so now it's my turn to kind of give a little bit of gems, because he got all the gems of the book. He introduced it to me. But what the book Guerrilla Marketing is it is showing entrepreneurs what we like to call the formula, right? And so the formula works no matter what business you're in, no matter what industry you're in, no matter your age, no matter your gender. Because just like 1 + 1 will always be 2, is that correct? The formula followed out just like a great cooking recipe. When you follow it to the T, you get the masterpiece, right?
Absolutely.
So I want to ask Carlos, what is step 1? What is the step 1 of the formula? And just tell me, why is it so important to master step 1?
Step 1 is the meet and greet.
Okay.
That's the number one thing, the first initial contact that you make with a customer.
Okay.
So if you don't master that first meet and greet, you got to keep in mind, you got about 30 seconds before you can make a great impression.
Definitely.
So mastering that first hi, what's your name? Meet and greet.
Obviously, second's going to be your build rapport. And you can appreciate why building rapport is very important.
Definitely. And so how do you say we build rapport?
Find common ground. Be able to ask the right qualifying questions.
That's the qualifying question. That's what I was getting at.
Well, the building rapport is going to be, obviously, you want to look in and key in on somebody. You're looking at their shoes. You're
Right.
looking at something that maybe you can speak about.
Okay.
You got height, so maybe they're going to talk a little bit about basketball. Anything that you can find some sort of familiarity, that's a good way to start establishing, I guess,
Definitely.
rapport.
Because then from that point on, so we've mastered step 1, right? And step 1 will be the
Meet and greet.
hi, what's your name?
That's it. Hi, what's your name?
And I want you to notice too, it is so important, right? The type of handshake that we give, right?
That's a whole nother topic, though, but keep in mind,
Because
Are they ready for that? Should we wait?
that all goes along with the meet and greet.
The meet and greet.
The right handshake can be the difference between if you're going to get to talk a little bit further or not.
Correct. Because if I come with a submissive handshake right here, well, this guy right across the table, he cannot like this.
But I can give you the power right back.
Come on now.
like just switching the handshake and putting
Come
it
on.
this way.
And so now I know if I need to close that deal across the table, just depending on the familiarity, the common ground that we've established, and the personality type of this person through the conversation, I know how I need to approach this handshake to get this deal closed.
I may have to make it feel a little warm and fuzzy.
Come on.
That way the deal can actually come
I may have to.
and this way.
And that's all. That's a formula. Now, believe it or not, guys,
And that's
it's
step
actually
one.
real.
That's step one. Listen, that is step one of the formula, and we know it may be so small, right? Because you're like, hey, we just talking about handshakes. We're just talking about mastering, looking someone in the eyes, asking them, "Hi, what's your name?"
But doesn't everything start off with a handshake?
Come on,
It starts off with that. That's that first initial contact.
that's that first initial contact. So you mastered that. Okay, so now you did hint a little bit towards, step two of the guerrilla marketing process, which is the building rapport phase.
Meet and greet.
Okay,
Build rapport,
perfect.
find common ground.
Find common ground. Okay,
So,
and so
what is find common ground? Explain that.
So finding common ground is, I would say, it's kind of like the baby of building a rapport, right? Because as I analyze this person, as I see, okay, what's my end? How can I create a conversation with this person, right? Tattoos, height, the place that we're at can be a common ground, right? So, hey, I see that you love seafood as much as I do, just by all that crawfish you ordered. What's your name? My name is Wellington Stovall. See how fast?
Would you agree that also even maybe the shoes or a watch that I got the same, you know what I mean?
And you know, the best end is a compliment.
That's it.
The best end is a compliment.
What do you mean?
Definitely. Oh man, I love that watch you got there, bro. I love that watch, man.
Appreciate it.
Bro, that's a gem. Man, what's your name? I gotta get to know a guy like you.
How long are we gonna keep going with this?
Where we at? What's step 4?
Meet and greet.
The meet and greet, build
Build
rapport,
rapport, find common
common
ground.
ground.
When a customer has any,
Any needs and wants, obviously,
you gotta find out what those needs
We
are.
have to find out
That's
what's
what
in
the
what.
one find questions.
And we have to do it in a way that's not coming off salesy, right? Because I'm not trying to sell you. I'm not, because how do I know what to sell you?
not salesman, you're providing information so that person
You're a
can take
resource.
an informed decision.
Decision. Exactly. And so how that will look in just a form of conversation, asking the right qualifying questions. Well, number one, we have to see, what's my objective? Am I just trying to make a contact here? Am I trying to make a close here? Am I trying to get a lead, get a potential client? Well, I mean, what's the objective here? Because we have to know that coming in to this conversation.
Well, that's why, like you said, asking right qualifying questions is important because,
Exactly.
and you want to do it through casual conversation.
For sure.
Oh my God, how long have you been at your job? Do you really enjoy? Oh, I've been at my job for about 2 years right now. All right, boom. Now I know I've got 2 years. I got
2 years
stable
of
employment. You know,
Exactly.
you got a home or anything? Oh no, I'm renting right now. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Potential customer for a home purchase.
What does the family look like? Are you married? Have any children?
Okay, do we need a 3-bedroom? Do we need a 4-bedroom?
Do we need to upsize that vehicle?
Are we even married?
What is going on? Are we in that community property state or not? All of that matters when we're talking about these different tools of getting ahead as an entrepreneur, knowing the type of questions to ask, when to ask them, and who to ask them to. Right? Because no shame to the dads. No shame to the dads, right? But I know that if I'm talking about the kids' birthdays,
I know all of my kids' birthdays. I know every single one of my kids' birthdays. I can not only tell you their birthdays, I can tell you their weights. I can tell you the measurements of where they were born. Well, that was important to me.
for sure.
You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure. But just let me be stereotypical right now. Most dads don't know a lot of the intricacies of the family household, right? And so if I run a cleaning service, I'm gonna talk to the wife.
I mean, that all depends because the man is the head of the household. So if the head of the household should, in the company, a CEO's got to know everything that's going on within that company, each and every intricate part and what each player does. So if he's not, then he's not inspecting when he inspects. Is that a CEO? That's not a CEO.
My man Grant Cardone told me he doesn't know what the hell is going on in any of the departments in his company. That's why he hires great heads. So I guess it just all depends, right? I guess it just all depends on the nature and the structure of your company.
Now that leads us to what part 5 is. You remember what part 5 is of the formula?
Don't. What's part 5?
Okay, what was part 1? Meet and greet.
Meet and greet.
Build rapport.
Build rapport. Part
Find
3.
common ground.
Find common ground. Part 4.
Qualifying questions.
Qualifying questions. Are you taking notes?
Ask
I
qualifying
hope you
questions.
are taking notes.
But then after qualifying questions, you got features and benefits.
Come on. Features and benefits.
Explain that. So
After you've asked the right qualifying questions to the customer, what they're gonna tell you.
Now it's time to introduce a product.
That's it. Features and benefits.
Now it's the time to introduce a product, but based on the qualifying questions
exactly.
and what they've kind of told me. Okay, so now we're talking to a family, got a growing family, they're renting right now, lease is up in about 6 months. Based on that conversation, I know the next step is for them to become home buyers, right?
Because you asked the right qualifying questions
But
through
now-
casual conversation.
Right, to find the correct features and benefits now, to answer your question, now I have to ask even more intricate questions.
For sure.
So now we have to get the application because I have to see what our money looking like.
Yep.
I have to see what our credit
You
looking
gotta
like.
go in depth now.
I have to make exactly. So now I have to make sure that whatever I offer provides the right features and benefits that you're looking for to get you to accomplish your goal. It's a ballpark in the vicinity.
So basically, the point of this is not only to educate and give the customers each and every single step, or it's not just customers, it could be anybody else.
Right.
But what's the final and end goal here?
Close.
To close. ABC 1, 2, 3.
ABC 1, 2, 3. What is ABC?
Always be closing.
Always be closing. Come on.
And we close with that.
And we close with that. So listen, just to recap, 5 steps of the formula. We have step 1, the meet and greet. We have step 2.
Build rapport.
We have step 3.
Find common ground,
We have step 4.
which is, let's see if you remember.
Ask
Ask
qualifying
qualifying questions. You didn't let me finish. You thought I forgot. I
But-
can never forget.
So we ended with what? What is in the step number 5?
Come on, features and benefits.
Features and benefits. So
By taking all of those 5 steps, and keep in mind, these are the same steps that we take every day in life. And we take these steps. You take these steps when you meet somebody. You take these steps when you out meeting a girl. When you out meeting a girl, what do? You got to find common ground before you try to talk to her.
You gotta say, hi, what's your name?
What's your name? You got to do that first initial. Then you got to ask some qualifying questions. Where you
Exactly.
from? What you got going on?
Right.
And you got to ask them through casual conversation, because if not, what do you sound like?
what we do.
But man, this is what we do. We really appreciate you taking the time out to watch our very first podcast. We hope that you got a lot of value because listen, if you follow the 5 steps to this formula, it's guaranteed, would you say?
Absolutely.
Be successful.
Absolutely. And we're going to be giving a lot more gems, man. It's not just the 5 steps of this. We're going to be giving some sales tools and all that. I had a customer give me a call the other day. She had just opened up she just got her LLC.
Okay.
And now she wants to get the daycare. They got the daycare, but they want to grow the daycare.
They want to leverage.
Well, she wants to open up another section of the daycare, and she wants to go ahead and she needs money for marketing. They want to get a new van. So
She needs funding.
She needs funding.
Okay.
Okay.
But the thing is that she's a brand new LLC. That's the only
Well-
thing. Like, she's had the LLC for maybe 2 months.
Let me tell you, that doesn't matter. Her first step, what does her personal credit look like?
Wait. So you're saying that if her personal credit is where it needs to be, she can get funding for her business?
I don't know. What I'm telling you is that you have to tune into our next episode to find out the answer to that. Or if you think you know the answer to the question, I want you to drop it in the comments and I'll let you know if you're right or wrong. So listen, guys, if you got value out of this video and it was entertaining, go ahead, give us a like, a follow, a subscribe, comment, pink eyes, heart eyes, what is it? Yellow dragons. What do they do nowadays?
Smoke signal if you have to. However way you got to get it.
Come on, just make it happen, please. Just click the button.
Click the button and subscribe, y'all.
See you in the next video.